Hello and welcome to another edition of the One Team We Agree On. I'm Jillian.
I'm Kyle. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm still recovering from last week, which is why we didn't record. For those of you who don't know, I was at YMCA Nationals, um, which was a successful event. Yeah,
Yeah, our team took second overall. So, yeah, that was pretty awesome.
that was pretty awesome, and have some funny stories. Maybe we'll share here in a little bit on the episode. But before we get started today, just yeah, since we haven't recorded, there have been three Union 2 games, a Colorado Rapids MLS All-Star game, and a Union friendly. So there was a lot going on. Probably not going to go too in depth. We're going to try to keep this under an hour. But yeah, we're going to cover a lot today. So before we get started, what are we wearing today?
So, I got some good finds on eBay actually,
Yeah.
and I am wearing you can see it. It's the Playoff Snake shirt from 2021. Which I really like that logo with the snake around the lightning bolt. So I already have like a navy blue one, but this is like the ladies V-neck in gray, and I found this on eBay. So that's pretty cool. And I actually have another find
Yeah,
from
that's what I was about to
eBay.
say. Yeah, this is
This
vintage.
is really cool. So in the spirit of it being the All-Star game, I was gonna wear it, but then I was like, well, I want to be able to hold it up so you can all see it though. This is a 2012 MLS All-Star game shirt from when I was in Philly. There's the front. Okay. And on the back, it lists all the players. And yeah, found this on eBay. And I mean, some of the names on here, it's just crazy when you see like, you know, first of all, you got David Beckham on there. You got Kyle Beckerman, who, funny story, I don't know if I ever mentioned on the pod, but his parents had a beach house next to the place we would go, which was funny. My parents would talk to his parents. Landon Donovan's on there, you know. Um, so you got all kinds. Aurelian Collin, actually. So,
Thierry Henry,
yeah,
Chris
I mean, here,
Wondowski,
for those of you watching, you can just see it all there. So look at all those names. So that's,
Matias, let's see, Carlos Valdez, Heath Pierce. Yeah,
I mean, it's an all-star game.
it is.
But yeah, it's just a cool throwback here.
Wow.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
that's cool.
that is cool.
And tell the folks what you're wearing, Kyle.
Yeah, in the spirit of the USL 2, I am wearing the USL 2 National Champion Vermont Green kit.
Yeah.
Um, I'm sure a lot of you listening have heard that, followed USL 2. I know Jose,
Hmm.
his friend Mark, are very big into that, as are a lot of other listeners. And yeah, my uncle actually went to the playoffs. He wasn't able to get tickets to the championship game in Burlington, but he lives in Vermont, like about 45 minutes from Burlington. But he did tell me he sent this to me for my birthday, um, which, if you're listening, Uncle, greatly appreciate it. But also, he did tell me he got season passes for the Vermont men's soccer team, so he's going to be going to those games as well. I know a lot of those players were on this club, so
Yeah.
and they're ranked number one apparently. So
Oh,
hey,
yeah.
that's cool. And I even said to him, I would love to, if I have time this year, to get up to a game up in Burlington. So.
Yeah, and it's a really nice jersey.
It is. I would still say their first kit,
Hmm.
that one green kit that they had with
Yeah.
the Ben Jerry's
I
was,
like the details, like the leaves, like,
yeah,
yeah, and all that. It's pretty cool.
it's great. So where can people find us?
So you can find us wherever you get your podcasts, as well as our website, theoneteamweagreeon.com. We have our YouTube channel, The One Team We Agree On. You can find us on Twitter and um, on we're on Twitter and Blue Sky at TOTWAG. We're on Instagram and Facebook at The One Team We Agree On. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at silly double underscore Jilly. And I'm on Blue Sky at Jillian Almany. And you, Kyle, are at Coach Almany on all of those platforms.
So yeah, like I said in the introduction, we're going to try to cover a couple topics. Probably not a lot of clips. We do have some pictures, but not a lot of clips. So if you're listening on YouTube or you definitely be able to see the pictures, but probably not going to have a lot of clips today. We do have some from Ryan Richter, but kind of what we've already talked about has already been talked about with some of these matches. But First and foremost, let's kind of recap Ty Baribo's accomplishments at the MLS All-Star Game. If
Yeah.
you haven't heard, Ty Baribo becomes the first active Union player to score a goal and become the MVP of the All-Star Game. I mean, we saw the game. It was great to see Kai get in there and starting 11. That was awesome.
Yeah, it was.
From a guy that was added to the roster, and Carnell mentioned it prior to Colorado's match, just going on being a late addition, and then to see Jacob, play pretty much three, four, two-thirds of the game. Um, but yeah, Ty came in, made an impact, scored the game-winning goal,
Yep.
um, and yeah, won MVP. And just wanted to get your thoughts.
No, I thought it was awesome. I mean, the thing about that was, first of all, um, seeing the connection, like that pass from Diego Rossi
Yeah,
to Tide, like that was awesome, and it's an all-star game, and I know some people were like, oh, blah blah blah, and there's a whole like thing with Messi, which and Jordi Alba, which who cares,
yeah,
and but honestly, like this is a time for these guys to be recognized for their accomplishments, and it's just something to add to their resume. So you know, what a year it's been for Ty. So,
yeah,
for barely getting any playing time to then getting this honor, I mean, and having been the Golden Boot winner for Leagues Cup last
yeah,
year, just what a tremendous year it's been for him. So that was great to see for Ty. And as far as, Kai goes, I mean, he deserved to be there in the first place. So it was great to see him get to start. And Jacob, as Bradley said, played more than they wanted him to. But Jacob did a good job too, and nobody got hurt or anything, nothing stupid. So, it was fun.
it was. And, I said to you, I said to a couple other people, think about the year Ty's had, you're being stuck in prior to even this game being stuck in Israel and now being able to come back, in time for the All-Star game, play, get the MVP. That's a really cool story for him. He's had a lot of really cool moments just given everything he's gone through.
Yep.
So you're happy for him. And hey, that and the fact that look, I mean, I even said this in the press room on that Saturday. I said, following the match, I said, they kind of, when the teams came out, they kind of announced, like, hey, here's it. Also, I wish prior to the match, they would at least maybe recognized him a little bit more
Mm-hmm.
rather than, because not everybody's in the stadium yet. I get
Yeah.
it. It's an all-star game. Say what you want.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, that's my only like criticism. But again, wonderful for Ty, but moving on, we got some transfer news.
Mm-hmm.
Another Union and Union homegrown on the move. Now, this guy's played this year for the first team. In fact, had two appearances, and that's David Vasquez.
Mm-hmm.
Was loaned to MLS side Sporting. As
San Diego
yeah,
FC.
yes, Sport. I actually the reason I said Sporting is I was reading some things prior to this, and Sporting KC was like all in my feeds for
Oh,
some
I
reason.
guess you.
So yes,
Yeah.
brain. And then one of the sporting teams in Europe is like connected to MLS. So I got Sporting on my mind. But anyway, Philadelphia Union announced today that they have received $100,000 in GAM from San Diego FC. The club will receive 50K this year and 50K next year in 2026 in return, for Vasquez through the end of the 2025 MLS season, with an option to make the loan permanent.
That's
Now,
the part that was surprising to me.
yeah, and
Like, I'm fine with him getting loaned out and getting him some playing time, but I'm like, after everything the Union went through to acquire him,
yes,
um, yeah, I'm just shocked that the option to purchase is there.
I am too. I was kind of shocked. I was thinking maybe the holdup because we had heard things
Hmm.
that maybe the holdup was the sell on because obviously, he's had success
Hmm.
at the youth national level.
Yeah.
That maybe there was a sell on possibility. And maybe that was still kind of the holdup, but I too was a little shocked by that. But I get the move. San Diego recently has been acquiring a lot of the youth national players.
Yeah. I mean, they got Anise Sadie from the Union as well,
as
like
well
a
as
few
a
months
lot of
ago.
other guys.
They're collecting
Didn't
them
they
like
get
Infinity Stones.
didn't they get Zambrano too? Like former
I thought
Union
he's going
kid?
to RSL.
Oh, is he going to RSL? RSL's also collecting a lot of Union 2 guys.
Well, they know where to get the best, I guess. I
I
mean,
guess, but again, it just shows kind of some of the pipe jams that the Academy's been producing. I mean,
yeah,
as much as we want to say, hey, we want to see these guys play, and yeah, and you want to see them develop within the Academy. I mean, only so many can make it
yeah,
through.
and you don't want to hold them back in their career. I mean, I'm all
Yeah, and
for
that's the other thing.
Yeah, I'm all for him getting the playing time, just like with CJ. And, I definitely think very highly of David. And I've had a chance to talk to him multiple times this season, talk to him about his experience with the youth national team and different things going on, his goals and everything. And nice kid, and I think he's really talented. And I hope he goes and does well. I mean, we'll see if he returns or not, but he's also closer to home too, which I'm
It's a
sure
good
doesn't
move.
hurt.
I mean,
He's from LA, so
at the end of the day, you need to do right by a player that
yeah.
needs some playing time, and see if Mikey Virus gives him that time. But
He
I
did play
do,
in their Leagues Cup game he started the other day.
yeah, yeah, did well from what I saw.
Yeah.
Um, I do find it's funny that the last two people you or I have talked to, CJ, David, not everybody, but some of the people we've recently talked to, all of a sudden are on loan. So
Yeah, but I've talked to a lot of other people that
I
aren't,
know we
so
have. I'm just teasing.
but yeah, it's funny because we did interview CJ right before we went on loan.
And then
Yeah.
right after that, we talked to David right after that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's kind of funny. It's just
Yeah.
coincidence. But sticking on Union too.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah.
let's recap. They had three matches
Yeah, it's
over.
like a whirlwind looking at all that, but um yeah, they've had three matches recently, which they had been like several games behind just a number of
Yeah.
games than the other team. So now they're kind of catching up a bit
Yep.
because they had like a stretch there where they would have like long breaks. So yeah. So they had NYCFC too.
All right.
And that's one where that was on Saturday of like the previous week. And it was a little earlier, so was it like a 4 o'clock game or whatever?
Yeah.
So we got done with our swim meet. Like actually the beginning of the game, we were still at the meet, but basically you were driving and I had my laptop sitting there on my lap as we're driving to the Union game and we're watching have the Union 2 game on there and was playing that. So because they were on the same day, which of course makes it trickier for the lineup, but Ryan Richter had enough players, at his disposal there. So,
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of fun. We left, and I'm driving. You're covering the game, and
yep.
hey, look, you need to win 2-0.
Yeah.
Goal by Marcus Anderson
Yeah.
and Malik again,
Yeah,
who
and they were like late goals too.
they were, and going. So at the time of that match, he had 6 goals in 5 games. Jameer Johnson recorded his first assist.
Yeah.
And Pierce Holbrook, which we're going to have to update this note, through that match had 4 clean sheets in 6 matches. And it was a game where first half you're kind of like, all right, it was kind of back and forth. And again, I'm driving, so I'm not really
Hmm.
watching. But you're
Yeah.
watching. It was kind of like, okay. And it was a little sloppy, but you expect that with MLS Next
Yeah.
Pro. But they kind of kept in it.
Yeah. I mean,
And
Marcus gets that goal in the 60th minute, so
yep,
it's like, okay, all right, on the board. And then, Malik comes in and it's like, is he going to keep that streak going? And of course, it was being talked about so much, so much. And then, 82nd minute, he scores. And I'm just like, because you're driving, I'm like, and woo boy, here we go. He's got another goal.
yeah. I
So
mean, look, this start now, hindsight being what it is, he's now had two, since this recording, he's had now 2 starts and he hasn't scored.
maybe he just needs to come off the bench. That's when he
Maybe,
scores.
but I mean, at the same
No.
time, like Ryan talked about when we went
Yeah.
down the train that week, he basically said, he's still got a lot of
Oh yeah.
growth physically,
Hmm.
understand the game. You're happy for the fast start.
Yeah.
And I thought even from what I saw in the game against Carolina and in the game yesterday, he had some moments. It's just again, it's almost like oh, you gotta get him involved sometimes.
Yeah.
And when you don't get him involved in the game,
Yeah, I didn't, and we'll talk about the game from last night, but like, yeah, it's like I didn't feel he was as involved.
I didn't feel he's, and we saw that in the All-Star game too. You got to get
Yeah,
Malik involved in the match. And maybe that is something Ryan kind of goes back to say, okay, let's go back to getting Eddie, Sal, Marcus up front, starting,
yeah,
even Stas, and bring Malik off the
yeah.
bench when defense is tired. But anyway, that's hindsight being what it was. But
Yep.
then, uh, let's talk about the midweek match
Well,
against,
before we get to that too, and
yeah.
just real quick, just to wrap up the because this leads into it, the at the very end of that NYCFC2 match, Isaiah LaFleur got a
Oh,
second
yeah.
yellow. So they were actually playing down a man like for the stoppage time at the end, which they managed to hang on and they get the clean sheet and they win 2-0. But of course that meant that no Isaiah for the next match. And he's been really doing a good job there at left back and he's
Yes.
yeah, he's been real dependable there. So that was unfortunate that
It
yeah,
was,
but
and it was a silly foul that
yeah.
really probably should have been avoided. And I'm sure Ryan and staff probably talked to him about that.
Hmm.
But yeah, Wednesday they played at Carolina Core.
Yep.
And yeah, the Union fell 3-2. Now I
Hmm.
kind of watched bits and pieces, mainly because at the time the match kicked off, I was still at finals.
Yeah.
And then after finals, we had team meals. So I was trying to be there. I did have my laptop out, and people were kind of joking, like, "Oh, what are you watching?" I'm like, second division's MLS Next Pro. And they're like, "What's that?" I know
Hmm.
MLS. I'm like, second team. But yeah, it was kind of fun. We had a couple kids watching the match with me, but yeah, from what I saw, now you can talk about because you watched
Yeah.
more of the game.
Yeah.
I mean, you can take the lead on this.
Okay. So first of all, shout out to the Bridge Brigade guys that went down.
Yes.
And I talked to them the other day. And at the Union games that they had a great time, that the fans down there were great. They got to connect with some people, trade scarves and all that. So that's cool. And so Carolina Core plays on a baseball field. It's actually where the High Point Rockers play, which they're in the same league that the Lancaster Barnstormers and the York Revolution are
Yep.
in. So that the Atlantic League.
And they have a really cool logo.
Yeah. So it was a baseball stadium. It was a less crappy, like I think, stadium situation than say like going to Yankee Stadium, if I'm being honest. It didn't look as
No, it looked
bad.
like they actually did a good job.
Yeah.
And
So
from what I've seen and read about the core, they actually really have a good relationship with that area. So that's good to
yeah.
see.
Yeah. So I mean they're an independent
Yeah.
next pro team. So anyway, it's only their second year too.
Yeah.
So they've now Union 2 have played away twice. And last season was like a midweek game. So it's like yeah. Anyway, so Union 2 get on the board early via
Thank
Marcus
the-
Anderson,
Yep.
which was great. But then then there's a stupid PK, okay? And and you think, okay, we got Rick in goal, there's get Rick in goal and maybe he'll save it or that this is going to be a good showing. And I feel he's just been a little unlucky with some of these Union 2 matches, but yeah, so a stupid PK is conceded and from what I saw, it was a little questionable from the people that were actually at the game that I talked to. They said that wasn't a PK and they said the second one wasn't a PK either, but um so the reffing was a little sus. But anyway, Union 2 then get one back when Sal Livas gets to take a PK.
Mhm.
And so it was the second PK of the game, first for Union 2. And so it's like, okay, back in this. But oh, and actually backing up. Actually they had conceded the two like after the PK they scored like one like right away again. Carolina
Yeah,
scored it. So it was like they went quickly from being up 1-0 to being down 2-1 very quickly.
it was, and it was almost like Neil. I saw that play because it just fell apart
Yeah.
right away. There was a turnover, ball kind of skirts through. Neil thinks Rick's coming out, and then Raphael gets beat, which is I'm like, oh, okay, that's first sign. And then who was it? Was it? Jordan was playing left back for that
Yeah.
match.
Yeah, because no
He
one does,
doesn't
yeah.
cover,
Yeah.
and the guy just runs right in. There's nothing Rick can do there.
Hmm.
It was just sloppy defensive play.
Yeah.
And from what I saw the whole night, and this kind of ties into this game from yesterday, again, it was just very sloppy. I didn't
Hmm.
feel like throughout the match that I watched anyway,
Yeah.
the Union, they weren't getting Malik involved, and it just didn't seem. And maybe that's because they don't have David. Maybe that's not because they have CJ now.
Yeah.
I
I mean,
mean,
those two are
and even
pretty,
Cavan.
yeah.
You're missing your creators.
Yeah. That this is very true. I feel like the game really is missing Cavan.
But at the same time, you're starting to see, and we'll talk about this in a bit, it's opportunities for guys like a
Kellen.
Helen and even Oscar,
Yeah.
to start to grow into their own. So
Yeah.
it's a double-edged sword.
Yeah.
You're losing your playmakers, but you're opening it up for other highly talented young guys or guys that are older that have experience. So
Yeah, like I want to see a guy like, William Ferreira get some
yeah,
just, and he didn't play it all yesterday, but like, he's been getting in some time in the games and he's picking up and everything. And I think he's one that has a very high ceiling. So
Jameer.
Jameer, when he gets on the pitch, you know, feel like he does get involved. I mean, and he did a great job at the MLS Next All-Star game.
He did.
I mean, I think he could have arguably been the MVP of that too. But he had the game-winning goal, so that was awesome for him. He had taken a PK. So, anyway, I think we actually had a chance to talk about that on the last pod because,
Yeah, we did.
yeah. So, I mean, he's been doing a good job there, but anyway, back to the Carolina core match. Just, you know, they concede a second PK to Carolina core, and this one was the one that I think I'm watching. I'm like, how is that a PK? And from what I heard from people too, like that it was 100% not a PK. There wasn't even contact. It was like a dive basically, and there's no VAR at this level either. So it's like,
Yeah.
it is what it is. And I heard that, um, I heard from the Bridge Brigade guys that they've never seen Ryan like so mad, like on the sideline and that tells you a lot. And that they've never seen Rick get so irate either about it. Like, so I think that speaks volumes, honestly, because they're both pretty like, you
Pretty
know,
even keel.
even keel and like they know when something's, right or wrong.
Borderline or not. No, and I get that. My argument is always going to be you you should never have to rely on refs or
Yeah.
refs mistakes to win a game. Now, sometimes there's that, and now people probably like turning off the podcast, so being like, well, but yeah, blunders happen. They do.
I mean, it
But
was the game-winning goal that ended up like
and maybe
cost, but
in that, and we saw that in Houston, sure. Having said that, good teams find a way to get points. And
yeah, they
that's not
just found a
saying
way to,
at least maybe get a
yeah.
third.
Yeah.
But again, that's their first loss in how many matches?
Well, they had a
18
they
at
went on
that
a
point.
9-game unbeaten streak.
So first road loss, second overall in 18 games. That's pretty
They only had
good.
2 losses on the whole season. Like, you know,
It's
and
it's it's fine.
it's fine. Yeah, and it's just like, okay, bounce back. And honestly, when you have a streak like that, it's kind of almost like something just
Reset.
it's yeah, it's just like, okay, that monkey's off your back now. Just like, okay, just reset, get back, learn from the mistakes and move on. So,
And they did. I mean,
mhm,
look, Union bounced back yesterday. Union 2, I mean.
yes.
Bounced back yesterday. They beat FC Cincinnati 2, 1 nothing. For their now what? Fifth Pierce Holbrook's fifth clean sheet.
That was his fourth clean sheet in a row anyway. So I don't know how many total it is, but he has 4 clean sheets in a row. So,
Well, he has now also, as I said earlier, he has now 5 clean sheets through 7 matches.
yeah, so he's been doing a very good job, and Ryan said so after the match, that he basically said he's got the body of an MLS goalkeeper, and he's growing into it, he's learning, and he's getting better and better. So,
And I watched this match for the most part. I was having some internet issues on the flight, but I did get to see most of it. And from what I saw, the one thing, and Ryan talked about this, was leadership. He's
Hmm.
starting to get more comfortable dictating, kind of like Andrew
Yeah, you see that.
and others are, like, showing around. He's becoming a little bit more comfortable with his teammates. He's making a couple more bold moves to get out there that we didn't see early on.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, so he is definitely directing better back there, and you see that just he's really growing into the role. But
but
yeah,
hey, Kellen LeBlanc starts off in third minute. I was
second minute.
second minute, sorry. I was bored and playing when that happened, saw that goal, then it kind of took off.
Yeah, so an early foul.
Yeah.
And so Kellen gets to take a free kick right outside the 18-yard box there. And what a strike it was. It's up for goal of the week, by the way. So if you hear this in time, go vote for him on
Hmm.
Twitter. But yeah, he blasted from the right side of the box there, and it kind of like hits the underneath part of the crossbar there and just like ricochets in. And I mean, that was just a strike. So, um, yeah, second minute, Union 2 are up 1-0, and that's all that they would get, but that's all they needed. So,
No, I mean, and just a couple other things. This is a very physical, chaotic match. Again, from what I saw, it was both teams are very
mhm.
physical. It was a little sloppy at times. But again, you don't take too much away from that. I will say that I thought Oscar and Gio again have been performing admirably.
Yeah, Gia's really stepped into that right back role.
He has made some great plays. I thought Malik, again, they didn't give him much service. I thought when Eddie and Sal came in, they were a little bit better up top. I thought
Yeah.
Marcus was good. Um, but overall, I mean, I thought,
Nick Pariano had some really nice
yeah,
plays, I thought, and he's been very good at getting the ball like out into space, like
yes,
and getting like his defense has been very good. I think he's definitely much better in that position than when he had to play like right back.
oh,
Yeah.
for sure.
Like 100%.
For sure. And I thought overall it was a good match. It was good to see
Yeah.
everybody just kind of step in. And Ryan talked about that. I want to share this clip about the bounce back because I thought this was a really good quote from him.
Yeah.
So we're going to share this.
Yeah, I think it was not our best game as far as
Oh, yeah. Let me get back to this. Sorry about that.
Yeah, and worth noting, by the way, is the fact that they ended FC Cincinnati 2's unbeaten streak. They hadn't lost since the Union 2 beat them back in June, exactly 2 months prior.
yeah, I think it was not our best game as far as with the ball.
I can't
Um,
hear anything.
All right. We're having some technical difficulties here. Um, we're going to stop sharing this real quick. So anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, so the funny thing is, yeah, it was exactly 2 months since Union 2 played FC Cincinnati 2, which was on the road, and that was Malik's debut, and he had the goal and all that. And so that one, um, that was the last game that they had lost. So they went on a win, like on an unbeaten streak themselves.
Let's try this one more time
Yeah.
because I think maybe we.
yeah, I
There we
think it
go.
was not our best game as far as with the ball. Um, but the overall energy, compactness, the work against the ball, it really felt like guys were fully committed for the team first. And what we can learn today is that you don't always play a great game, and everything's not coming off the way that it normally does. But you can still grind through a result, and I thought that's what today was. And I thought they played well too. So it was a really, to me, enjoyable game, even though I think we didn't play at our best level.
Yeah, and just how big of a bounce back was that from the match at Carolina, at least?
Yeah, it was huge. It was huge. And if you look at the Carolina games, we said to the guys, like, we did a lot of things that are uncharacteristic of us against the ball. Really stretched, really like looked disorganized. And I always mentioned, like, focus on that. Okay, put the team first, do the job, close the game in every chance that we get, and they did a good job in that. So that was a good response. So happy with that.
Then with Neil Pierre, was that a planned substitution or injury related?
Yeah, if you think about the week that these guys had, they played, what was it, last Saturday with us, then they played Wednesday, then they played last night some minutes, and then another game. So 4 games in 8 days is not easy, but they all made it through, no injuries, nothing, so that was planned ahead of time.
Uh,
Yeah. Yep.
yeah. Yeah, so sorry about that. We had the one speaker switched over. But no, I'm glad we got that. So if you heard some other comments, you're like, what's going on? That's what happened. Our microphone switched over.
Yeah. So, and did so it was a good bounce back, and I had like you heard, I asked about Neil because I did think it was like a planned substitution because when I saw Jordan on the side warming up, like
Yeah.
for a bit prior, I noticed I'm like looking at him like Jordan's over there just warming up by himself, and I guess, he's subbing on. And at first I thought when I saw him warming up, I'm thinking because Isaiah had taken like a boot to the face. And
Yes.
I was worried, oh, is Jordan gonna come in and replace Isaiah because maybe Isaiah's not feeling right after that because it was like yikes when it happened, and it's like, but then I see he's going for Neil. I'm like, okay, well, like, yeah, with all the games they've had and you're just managing the minutes,
Mhm.
because I was watching Neil and people are asking like on Twitter, and it's like, yeah, I mean, he looks fine, like I don't think he's hurt.
Yeah.
So, and yeah, it was just a planned substitution, so that's good. And so but yeah, it was, definitely more positive direction
Mhm.
for Union 2 from that game. So
And like Ryan said, Carolina was a blip and they kind of corrected some things. And hey, um, we'll talk about this at the wrap up, but they got some big matches coming up. But
yeah.
let's flip now, talk about Union 2. Union 2. Let's
Oh,
talk
and
about
and before you move on,
okay.
um, I did talk to Kellen post game as well.
Thank you.
Yeah. So all the comments are on the article I put out on the oneteamweegaround.com. So there's even more comments from Ryan about the match and also quotes from Kellen.
Yeah, and I'll put that in show notes so you guys can read that. Union, we talked about this last match, it was a reunion of sorts between former colleagues Bradley Carnell and Chris Armas.
Hmm.
Um, Union come out on top, 3-1 after a very a first half which I thought they played very well in. There were times maybe, they kind of could have done a little bit more. I did think Zach Steffen kept them in that match.
Yeah.
Um, I know Todd talked about it as well. I mean, there's times me and Todd both were like, that's a goal probably with half of these MLS keepers.
Yeah.
But they get caught by Rafa Navarro, and hey, it's 1-0 going into half. Um, and you're like, oh, that's gonna be one of those games where you work so hard and you don't get the chances. But hey, Union come back in the second half with three unanswered goals. Ty got it started for his
Hmm.
15th goal, now tied for second in MLS. And then Mikel Uod finally decided to get his first brace since I think 2023 against Montreal. And, Union ended up pulling this one out late, 3-1. Now with 50 points, leading MLS and Sports Shield standing, first team to 50 points. And at the end of the day,
Oh, tackle.
yes,
Tally one there. These
Tally
both
won
games
there. Yes,
at the end of the day.
at the end of the day, yeah, the big thing there is Ua now tied with CJ Sapong third all time in Union history. You look back at all kind of the criticism. We've talked about what makes him so good, but to see this, and now with the reports coming out, you're hearing this. There was that Danish report today saying,
Hmm.
he's out of contract. We'll see what shakes out with that.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, if this
There
is,
it is again. Now I'm gonna make you self-conscious.
I know you are. That's okay. Having said that, now you're if he ends up third all time.
Mm.
What the Union paid, sure, you could say he needs to score more goals, but what he
Yeah.
did, it was a successful deal, and you can't criticize that.
Yeah.
2022,
Hmm.
and just some of the moments, and maybe this starts a run of him now getting forward and creating a little bit more. We saw Bruno get a goal
Hmm.
again on
In
Saturday.
the friendly, yeah.
Yeah. So maybe this, and we now have the reports coming out about,
Milan Oloski.
yep, about from San Diego, who San Diego terminated his contract. He went back over to Europe. Maybe he's coming back. It looks like maybe that's something that's in the works, something to keep an eye on here.
Hmm.
But hey, look, I think this was a win where you're saying 50 points, go down early, bounce back. You're happy with that.
Yeah. Yeah, and it was great to see Mikal get that brace. And get a great um resilience in the squad. They got it together and one exciting finish and just great for Mikal, honestly.
Hmm.
So that was his goals, like just they had some great skill there,
I
honestly.
mean,
I
that
enjoyed those.
that that ricochet in, that
Yeah.
we've seen that before where sometimes it ricochets out. I mean, that was a very nice goal, kind of cross. And then that second one just really, sometimes that gets saved, sometimes it doesn't. But that second one, great play there by Sal
Yeah.
to create that turnover,
Yep.
and then great awareness by Bedoya to see Ua going over top. And
Yeah.
hey, you walk away after the first half saying, "Oh my gosh, they played great." It's just
Yeah, let's be clear. The first half,
they didn't play
they didn't play
they didn't play
terribly.
terrible.
No, they
They,
did
they,
not play terrible. They played really well. They just Zach Steffen was having himself a game. Like
that happens. We saw that
yeah.
against St. Louis.
Yes, we did. So it was just unlucky, honestly, on their part. But they were getting their chances and they were playing well. They just yeah, they had some bad luck with the opposing goalkeeper being on the top of his game. So
Sure, they didn't play bad.
I'm 100% sure. Yeah.
No, and that's just it. I mean, credit them for staying in the match.
Yep.
Credit them for being honest with themselves, saying, "Hey,
Yeah.
we're playing great," and they came out with that confidence the second
Mhm.
half. And again, they get rewarded. You love to see it.
You love to see
And
Sal get in the game. Good for Sal.
Sal,
And he played a role.
yeah, I mean, and then on top of that, they are now at 50 points, which guess where that ranks them with 9 games left in the club history.
Second.
No, it's fifth all time.
Oh, fifth.
But I'm saying is they're fifth all time in most points in club history, and they still got 9 games left. Now, will they reach the pinnacle of 2022? Ah, that's going to be a tall task, but we'll talk about this a little later. It's a good team. It's a
It is.
very good team. I know we still say, oh well, is the cup outreach, is the sports shield, are they gonna win the sports shield? Who knows?
Who knows?
I mean, at
Let's
the
take
end
a
of
look
the
at this.
day, like seeing
There it is.
okay, now you're really gonna make me self-conscious. The Union got also their 200th club win. So it
Yes,
was a
they did.
great atmosphere.
Yes, I included that in the pictures.
Yes.
Yes.
But what are your thoughts on the match overall? And just on this team's resilience? We keep seeing it.
Yeah, no, it was definitely great to see them battle back. Again, I think that's a match that they 100% lose last year. So they didn't give up. They came back, they won that, and that's what good teams do. You know, they get down early in the game, but you don't give up. And I thought it was a very good performance and a good one to, going into this little break that they had, I mean, they had a friendly, obviously, to keep sharp, but it was a good one to have right at that point.
Yeah. And then let's talk about, they're friendly against Fra
Eintracht Frankfurt.
yes,
Yes, I am the Deutsch speaker here, so yeah. Um,
4 years of
I
German
took
and
five.
yeah, 4 years of German and Duolingo.
And I have the Duolingo streak of
Anyway,
1,113
Paxton
days.
Aronson comes back. I was
Yes.
not at this match. Funny story. So I did watch this match, but again, service at the pool was not the greatest.
The stream had some difficulties.
Yeah, and it was kind of up and back and forth. Did see Bruno's header, but I'm gonna let
That
you
was a
take the
great
lead.
header.
I'll let you take the lead. What's
Okay.
your thoughts on it?
Yeah. So, and if you want to pull up, I have pictures. Why don't you pull that up?
All right.
So basically, I went down. There wasn't an official tailgate. It was, an unofficial tailgate at the Ben lot, but there were a lot of Frankfurt fans there. And that's why I'm showing this. So That, I mean, that doesn't really show. There was like even more. There's a second picture too, if you show that, but just a different angle. But there was a lot of people there for Eintracht Frankfurt, so that's cool. And of course, some people are there because of Paxton for sure. But I thought it was a good crowd. And then here's a picture from the match. Just Andre, he's kicking the ball away, and for it being a friendly, the attendance was okay. And I think there's another picture I'll show it a little bit more then. But here's Oh yeah, here's a picture. You can see Paxton, number 31 there. And I thought it was funny because some of our players out there are all just like, what? Also, it was because it being a friendly, there were so many subs. You could make a lot of
Yeah.
subs, and it was a very deep bench. So Andre started. It was more of a typical starting lineup, really.
And that's the one thing I was like myself. I was like, oh, okay. So,
Yeah.
but that makes sense outside of Ty, who wasn't in the match. I mean, outside
Oh, and of course, people freaked out. Oh, where's Ty? Where's Ty?
he
Maybe.
could. Todd Lewis and I were talking about that. He could have gone, maybe finished the application for the green card. Maybe
Yeah.
he got a knock. I know there's those reports out there, so everybody's speculating. I mean, look, at the end of the day, I know we're in transfer window. Yes, that's my fourth time saying at the end of the day, that's my fifth now. Um, I really, like I said, I should do a show where I just
We
kind
just need a little like ticker at the
of add a
bottom.
little ticker.
If we were more high tech. But no, seriously,
There could be a million things,
it could
folks.
be. So people jumping to conclusions. Oh, people never do that when it comes to the union. But yeah, it was good to see like you had the starting lineup, and then of course there were substitutions, and Andrew Rick came on then in goal, and then Zemla came in goal. Actually Zemla did not allow any goals.
Huh.
Andre and Andrew both did allow one goal. But and the game ended in a 2-2 draw. But so you had you had the goal by Bruno, that header. It was wonderful. And that was off a corner by Kai.
Both the
So,
first goals were off set pieces.
yeah. So, yeah, and it was a fun energy there. I'll say this. It was a fun energy. And
Can we
so,
talk about man of the match, Chris Donovan?
yeah, I'm getting there.
Okay.
I'm getting there. But yeah, in the second half, there were a lot of subs, lots of subs. And you got to see some of the guys from Union 2 come on. I thought it was fun that Sal, Eddie, and Neil all came on together.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, hey, all three of them were on our podcast last year. And so, and also you had the return of Frankie, because, he had been out, and Nate as well. They were both, and they had started, of course, but those guys had, of course, missed the previous match due to um, yellow card accumulation and red card suspension. So anyway, it was good to see these guys all, getting to get some time there. But of course, the big substitution I want to talk about is Paxton. So, and I included a clip of the announcement from Kevin Casey. So you see all these subs come on for Frankfurt at like the half, and we're like, oh, Paxton's on. And it's like, he hasn't even been announced. And it's like, then finally the announcement comes on, Kevin Casey comes on and announces it, and he kind of says the other Frankfurt, and then the Frankfurt players other than Paxton, and then saves Paxton for last, and kind of just made it a little bit more embellished, and everyone cheered, and so that was nice. And actually at one point the River End was doing we love you, Paxton. We do. Just like it's like we love our homegrowns. We do that cheer,
Yeah.
but it was for Paxton. So that was nice. And I heard some people saying they're like, yeah, I wouldn't be mad if Paxton scored. I kind of want to see Paxton score, even though it's against us. And just everyone it's a friendly, everyone it's
Yep.
kind of nice just being like, yeah, let's just have fun and not stress about the game. So
So yeah.
yeah. And so let's talk about man of the match. So Union are down 2-1. And who gets the tying goal? Chris Donovan.
I mean, look,
And yeah, it was great because he comes running. He is really the fastest one on the team there. He has great pace. He comes running. He dodges the goalkeeper who's like pulled way out, and all that's left is like a defender trying to get in there, and Chris, slots it home. And that was great. Everyone's just like, what?
I mean, Chris Donovan has had some heroics in the
Yeah,
past. I
I'll never
mean,
forget that Querétaro match,
yeah.
at Leagues Cup, which we were not at. That was, yeah.
So, and then also 2023 playoffs, didn't have the game-winning goal as well.
Yeah, he's come up in some big
Yeah, but
moments.
yes, I mean, as much crap as everybody gives Chris Donovan, there's times like, is he a USL player? For sure.
I think he could
But
thrive there.
I think he would thrive there too. But I think at the same time, has done well. So happy for Chris.
Yeah, and he almost got another one like later too. He had a good play later that
Yeah,
he was
I
charging a
did
full.
see when he came on. So there was a break during the match, and I was watching on my phone, and he seemed to be doing pretty well.
Speaking of breaks, they took a hydration break each half, like a cooling break, and it's like it was 75 degrees.
It's that European weather.
Those
Uh,
Europeans are soft.
yeah, I mean they're complaining about, and I get it. I mean
Yeah.
during
But
during the
it was
Club
like
World Cup,
gorgeous out. It was gorgeous out actually.
but
It was low humidity. It was like really nice. Almost as nice as Sunday at the Union 2 game. Oh my goodness, was it gorgeous. But anyway, continue.
no, I thought it was fun. Uh, and again, you get a draw against a team that's in Champions League, champions. You wait for Champions League. Hey, awesome. That's good. That's a good stepping stone, and you move on. But hey, for me, I was in the midst of probably in 20 years of coaching a historic comeback that led our team, the swim team, to second place over.
Second in the country.
We were down when that match started, by 60 points to Upper Main Line Y, which is on the main line. Some of you listening probably know where that is. They have
Hmm.
an amazing swim team as well. We t York Y and Upper Main Line for the last many years have battled back and forth for the best supremacy in the state of Pennsylvania. Having said that, yeah, as the evening went on, we kept chipping away, kept chipping. Actually, they started out, they kind of pulled out their
Yeah.
big lead, and then thank you for IMs, and
Hmm.
we caught them there, brought it down to 14th. Our girls outperformed their girls, and our men outperformed their men. And ta-da!
Yeah.
By the time that the friendly ended, the team was staying second place in the
Yeah.
table.
Yeah. No, the funny thing is, I'm in the stands there, 136, and I have the game on my phone like the
Mhm.
entire match. And and Eric, who's our friend that's in our section,
Who's
he's
on the
watching it.
podcast?
Yeah, so he's watching it there with me too a bit. And so yeah, I'd be like I was kind of like watching two things at once. And so I want to say the girls relay got like done just as the friendly was ending, and then the boys relay I watched like right after it ended or something. But
Mhm.
it was yeah, it was quite the night.
It was quite the night.
Yes.
Wrapping up, want to share one other thing. 9 games left in the season,
Yeah.
home stretch here. I kind of want to share my spreadsheet, my preseason predictions. So our next block of five, we have home versus Toronto. We have the uh, home Open Cup match on Wednesday, 13th next week.
Yep, we're
Then
gonna
we're
do it
at,
again.
and then we're at Red Bulls.
Yep.
And then we're home for Chicago, then at Cincinnati and at Vancouver.
Yes.
So this is a tough block. And I will say the reason that is Red Bull at home is very tough. They have one of the better home records in MLS.
However,
However, I know. Chicago is one of the better road teams.
hmm
Cincinnati and Vancouver very tough at home.
well,
I
nothing's gonna be easy here. Yeah.
I mean, I have a 5 point window. People will be like, 5 points, it's not going to win the Shield. Well, no, it won't. But again, 55 points, you're like, okay, at the beginning of February, you probably take 55 points and walk away saying, oh my gosh, we got 55 points after somebody said we'd only get
Mhm.
25 points in the year. Um, hey, look, that's a good thing. Are there points to be had? Absolutely. I think if we win both the home and maybe get a point or two on the road, you're
Mhm.
looking now all of a sudden at 8 points.
Yeah.
Is there a? I think all five of these matches are going to be very competitive. I'm excited for the Vancouver match. I'm excited for the Cincinnati match. Um, I'm excited for a lot of these. And Red Bull on the road
Yeah.
because you're going to have to go through some of the best.
Yeah. That'll be a good test for them. And speaking of Red Bulls, Union 2 next play Red Bulls 2,
Yeah,
which
let's.
on a Monday. On a Monday. Uh so Monday the 11th, they play at Montclair. State. So that is important because with the win that Union 2 had last night, they now are tied with points with Red Bull 2, but they have one game in hand at this point. So if they win, they will be in first, like solely in first. Red Bulls have like the tiebreaker because they have more wins or whatever. But so Union 2 still have the best goal differential in MLS Next Pro and the fewest goals allowed. And and Red Bulls too, they actually give up a lot of goals. Like they
They
score a lot of
score a lot of
goals,
goals?
but they give up a lot because their goal differential is only 7. But they have like they have a lot of goals
I
scored.
think the
So
most.
yeah, they do. So and Union 2 is like right up in there with like I think they're maybe like third. But anyway,
It's
it's
gonna be
gonna
a
be a good
good.
battle and we're going. So and I know a bunch of the Bridge Brigade guys are going to that. You know, they're gonna get some away supporters. So that should be
Hopefully,
good. But yeah, like Next Pro has some weird scheduling. I mean, on Monday at like I think 7 or whatever. So yeah, and before that we got the Toronto match at home for the Union. So yeah.
so two good matches this weekend. But yeah, thanks for tuning in again. Thanks everybody for reading our website. Keep checking us out. We got some content coming your way this week. But until next time, this has been an all new episode of the One Team We Agree On.
Yeah, make sure to like and subscribe and leave us comments. We love hearing from you. It's been nice meeting more and more people
Mhm.
at the tailgates and things. And so I had a nice time chatting with people after the friendly on Saturday. So that was good. And but yeah, and please, spread the word and yeah, like I said, leave us comments, let us know what you think and interact with us because we always appreciate it. So but yeah, thank you everyone for tuning in.
And until next time, I'm Kyle.
I'm Jillian.
We'll see you at the game.